Bienvenidos a otro episodio de Near English, el podcast para aprender a hablar inglés. En este segmento de Storytime voy a estar leyendo la historia The Terrible Old Man, el terrible hombre viejo, por H.P. Lovecraft. Esta obra se encuentra en el dominio público, así que aquí vamos. Recuerden, les aconsejo que prendan los subtítulos de este video para que puedan ver cada palabra que pronuncio y crear la asociación entre la palabra visualmente y auditivamente. It was the design of Angelo Ricci, John Zanuck, and Manuel Zilba to call on the terrible old man. This old man dwells alone in a very ancient house on Water Street, near the sea, and is believed to be both exceedingly rich and very feeble, which makes a very attractive situation to men of this sort, because this sort is none other than thieves. The inhabitants of Kingsport say and think many things about the terrible old man, which generally keep him safe from the attention of gentlemen like these, despite the almost certain fact that he hides a fortune of definite magnitude somewhere about his musty and venerable home. He is, in truth, a very strange person, believed to have been a military captain of East India back in his day. He's so old that no one can remember when he was young, and so sad and lonely that few know his real name. Among the trees in the front yard of his aged and neglected home, he maintains a strange collection of large stones, oddly grouped and painted so that they resemble the idols in some obscure Eastern temple. This collection frightens away most of the small boys who love to bother the old man about his long white hair and beard, or to break the small paned windows of his dwelling with rocks. But there are other things which frighten the older and more adult folk, who sometimes steal up to the house to peep through the windows. These folk say that one table in a bare room on the ground floor can be seen with many peculiar bottles, and each a small piece of lead suspended pendulum-wise from a string. And they say the terrible old man talks to these bottles, addressing them by such names as Jack, Scarface, Long Tom, Spanish Joe, Peters, and Mate Ellis. Many say that those who have watched the tall, lean, terrible old man in these conversations never watch him again. But Angelo Ricci, Joe Zanuck, and Manuel Zilva were not of Kingsport. They came from a new town that was close by. They didn't care about any of this, although they were really quite sorry in their way for the lonely, unpopular old fellow whom everybody shunned and at whom all the dogs barked singularly. But business is business, and to a robber whose soul is in his profession, there is a lure and challenge about a very old and very feeble man who has no account at the bank and who pays for his few necessities at the village store with Spanish gold and silver minted 2 centuries ago. Bueno, si desean saber cómo termina la historia, les aconsejo que lean The Terrible Old Man por H.P. Lovecraft. Gracias por todo el apoyo, dejen sus comentarios y sobre todo suscríbanse y sigan practicando su inglés. Gracias por sintonizar otro episodio de Near English, el podcast para aprender a hablar inglés, y les veo la próxima.